Welcome. Today we are going to look at CRE Paper 1, Revision 10, 1. Question 1b. Explain the significance of Abraham's circumcision to his descendants. 7 marks. He was to serve as an outward sign of inner faith, act as a reminder of the covenant terms, identify them as a special race, who are to inherit blessings from God, was a sign of God's protection, sign of obedience to God's teaching. It was a mark of membership into the Jewish community. It was a sign of the covenant Abraham made with God. Question 1c. State the differences between the Jewish circumcision and the traditional African practice. 6 marks. In the Jewish community, it was performed on babies age of 8 days, while in the African, it's performed to those who have reached puberty. In the Jews, it was for male children only, and in some of the African communities, both boys and girls undergo the rites. In the Jewish community, there was no seclusion period. The initiates, well, it is in the traditional African communities. In the Jewish communities, it is a mark of covenant with God, whereas in the traditional African, it binds one with the ancestors. Circumcision is a test of courage in the African community, while the Jewish is a test of faith in God. Circumcision gives initiates new status and responsibilities in the African communities, while in the Jewish community, the initiates are still too young. In the traditional community, is a transitional rate from childhood to adulthood, whereas Jewish community, one identifies with the Jews, that is the people of God. Question 2a. Describe how Prophet Elijah fought against false religion. Mount Carmel. Marks. And brought all Israel together with the 850 prophets of Baal, challenged them to prove who's true God between Baal and Yahweh. He said that the true God would send fire to consume the sacrifice. The prophets of Baal chose their sacrifice, called the name, the Baal prophets called the name their God to send fire, but he did not. So Elijah mocked them. Elijah prepared the altar of Yahweh using the 12 stones, cut the bull and lit the pieces of wood, wet the firewood with water, and prayed to God. God sent fire. Consumed the sacrifice. That is, the fire from heaven came and burned the sacrifice. The Israelites acknowledge Yahweh is the true God. Elijah asked people to kill the prophets of Baal, seized them, and then he killed all the prophets of Baal. Question 2b. Explain how King Ahab broke the covenant way of life in the story of Naboth's vineyard. 6 marks. He coveted Naboth's vineyard, failed to respect Jewish law on land ownership, allowed his wife to make accusations, allowed his wife to forge a letter accusing Naboth of blasphemy. He allowed Naboth to be stoned to death, grabbed Naboth's family land, considered himself above the law. He oppressed the weak. Question 2c. In what ways can Christians reduce corruption in Kenya today? 6 marks. Praying for the corrupt to change, leading exemplary lives, educating the people on evils of corruption, reporting cases of corruption, participating in formulation of just laws, encouraging people to adhere to the laws, publishing print materials on negative effects of corruption, and organizing workshops to discuss ways of ending corruption. Hearing issues on corruption for people to listen, punishing the corrupt, and establishing causes of corruption. Question 3a. Explain why Israel would face God's judgment according to the teaching of Prophet Amos. Marks. Practicing idolatry, insincere religion or insincere worship, sexual immorality. The rich sold the poor into slavery. The rich lived luxurious life at the expense of the poor. Cheating in business, robbery with violence, bribery and corruption. Political leaders made alliances with other nations. Pride. And 3b. What message of hope does Prophet Amos give to Israel if they turned back to God? 7 marks. Both Israel and Judah will be reunited, defeat her enemies, they will rebuild. Descendant of King David will rule forever. Those in exile will be brought back. Farms will be productive. They will have a close relationship with God and settle in promised land permanently. Question 3c. Where do Christians repent their sins? 5 marks. In obedience to Christ's teaching, lead holy lives, be a good example, prepare for God's kingdom, strengthen their faith, give God's blessing, to renew their relationship with God. Do you understand? Kindly let me know in the comment section below. Also, let me know what video you look at tomorrow. Thanks a lot for subscribing and listening to me. God bless you.